Good morning, and welcome to the First Existentialist Congregation of Atlanta. We are a philosophically based spiritual community founded on existential philosophy and feminist principles and dedicated to human liberation and the protection of the natural world. My name is Patton White, and I will be facilitating this morning's celebration of life. Our opening words for this morning are a little bit lengthy, but this is the first time that we are undertaking this practice of sharing our land acknowledgement statement with the public. This was recently adopted by our board of directors after a lengthy work period by a committee that we had solicited volunteers to serve on, and this is the statement that they developed. The First Existentialist Congregation of Atlanta acknowledges that its sanctuary and the homes of most of its members stand on land taken from indigenous Muskogee or Creek people. In the 19th century, the United States of America forcibly seized Muskogee and Aniunuela or Cherokee lands for the plantation economy of Georgia and other profitable ventures that continue to benefit many Caucasian Georgians today through generational wealth. Excuse me. Historians ascribe numerous social, political, and economic conditions leading to the destruction of the indigenous ways of life on this continent. Some white Americans favored the assimilation policy, forcing indigenous people to abandon their cultures and adopt agricultural and industrial economies. However, other whites advocated removal or extermination. They ignored rights guaranteed to indigenous people in treaties, routinely trespassed on and confiscated their lands, inflicted random violence against them, and waged genocidal war on them. When a militant faction of Creeks retaliated against these abuses in 1813 and 1814, forces under Colonel Andrew Jackson massacred and burned Creek villages and killed more than 1,000 warriors. Spurred by the 1829 gold rush on Cherokee land and self-righteous ideas of manifest destiny, the United States, led by President Jackson, forcibly removed more than 20,000 Creek people from their ancestral homes to Oklahoma in 1836 and 1837. Approximately 3,500 men, women, and children died on the long journey. Over the past 2 centuries, white Americans inflicted systemic racism against indigenous people and their descendants in many other ways, such as sterilizing young women without their knowledge and incarcerating children in harsh Bureau of Indian Affairs schools designed to eradicate all remnants of indigenous cultures. Today, indigenous people continue to suffer affronts to individual dignity by racist persons and policies, and many reservations have suffered violations of tribal sovereignty by profit-seeking U.S. corporations supported by government entities. The First Existentialist Congregation of Atlanta recognizes that to heal these societal wounds and advance our nation to a brighter, sustainable future of peace, liberty, justice, and equality for all citizens, we must know the past and its effects on the present. We seek to understand and support with appropriate action the needs of indigenous people living in our community, state, and nation. We support reparations that would best suit the needs of America's indigenous people. Furthermore, we acknowledge and celebrate the wisdom and values of America's indigenous heritages and the many contributions of indigenous people to our country and to the world. So, like I said, it's our desire to embrace this and to continually bring this to the forefront and not just let it drift back onto the back burner. This morning, we have our Dr. Jean Heinrich, one of our founding members of the First E, speaking to us this morning. Dr. Jean Heinrich is a licensed clinical psychologist, musician, long-standing member of the First Existentialist Congregation of Atlanta. Jean's deep knowledge and experience of existentialism and living authentically never fails to bring me back into my body and to the here and now. These are Jean's words. Consider connection and choice as a privilege, for sometimes we have freedom to choose where and when we will connect, and sometimes we do not. Even so, freedom remains to make choice about choice about our values, thoughts, attitudes, and guidepost questions. We do have freedom to choose how to respond to circumstances, and that freedom needs to be nourished. Please join my considerations and a lovely question to guide one's choices. Does it dance? And with that, we will now hear from Dr. Jean in both music and words.
Hello. Thank you for tuning in to this service. And thank you, Patton, for filming, recording this service. I want to say the lyrics to you of that song, because I know that song was a little rough, but I sure had fun playing it. And Patton, reminded that it was authentic. Yeah, glitches and all. Nietzsche said, when you are considering connection, not no, ask, no, if it's good for you. Ask instead a better question. Does it dance? Answer. Does it make you feel more alive? Does it help you survive and maybe even thrive? Oh boy, existentialism highlights authenticity and respect for individual differences. Each one of us participates in life in our own unique personal way. Each one of us has a unique viewpoint and perspective, a unique history, and a unique experience that creates in us, along with the choices that we have made, our own individuality. And so today, I can hear a bird, thank God. Today, I remind you that what I say is coming from my experience right here and now, right now. And your dedication is to honor your own experiencing. And if what I say does not match up with yours, just acknowledge that. You know, we don't need to get hung up trying to make everybody else think us. If I acknowledge plain where I'm out of my own individuality and accept, then I'm fully present in the moment, and I can understand then more what I need, what makes me dance, what makes me affirm life. And I can make choices, individual choices. As I was considering and writing and studying for this presentation today, I was aware I was mainly focusing on, does it dance? Does it make me feel more alive? Thinking about the joy of feeling alive. And today, I was feeling a lot of sadness. So I was confronted with a dilemma that I could present the one talk, or I could actualize in my presentation today a more authentic aliveness. And a more authentic aliveness is coming from my experiencing of life right now. And it is both joyful and sad. And in my naivety, it became clear to me today that I had been thinking very naively, that me to be fully alive might mean that I would also be in addition to joy. Oh, those birds. Gosh, I hope the camera's picking up those birds. God, what a gift from the universe. So, what I was thinking was that my aliveness, that my being with the dance might so then ink my experiencing of sex. And I decided that I will claim that I am able to feel joy. Those birds making me joyful and happy, beauty, and these gorgeous gardenias, and also sad. And as I was considering my dilemma, I chose to be authentic and to share my thoughts on how I was encouraged by existentialism to be authentic and present not only my joy, but my sadness as well. Nietzsche wrote that in Greek tragedies, the dancing of the chorus, the Greek chorus, is so famous, that the dancing was essential for ensuring that the story of sadness, suffering, and death nonetheless produced in the dance, housing action of life. And I think I started with song today, though it's rough as hell, that I have my head. And so I'm aware I can carry both a beat dance in a joyful sense of life, but also a beat of the sorrow in life. And I aim to, again, come back to reading Search for Meaning, Dr. Frankl. And in his book, he talked about that if we give suffering meaning, so I translated into my sadness, if I could give it meaning, then I feel better. And I'm aware, I have said this very phrase numbers of times on these productions. Lord, whatever. If it works, that's one thing your clients, our founding minister, taught me. When he was getting ready to repeat something, and I said, oh no, and here we are, he did that, and he said, hey, if it's good and it works, what's wrong with repeating it? So, my sadness, I'm giving meaning, and it means that my heart is open, and that I have awareness of the desperation of so many people, of the increase in the suicide rate. It's very, very sad. And then I hear